Good morning, my YouTube viewers. That's Palestine here. I just wanted to make another video for you. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to talk about something that happened yesterday. And tomorrow I'll go back to the videos where I was talking about how my mom got together with my stepfather and the ramifications that it had on me. So basically, yesterday or last week, it must have been on a Tuesday. So it was last week on a Tuesday. I had to go to breast screening when I finished work. So I went to the breast screening when I finished work, and that was on Tuesday last week. And then so I had another appointment yesterday. Yesterday was Wednesday. So that was a 7-day difference. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So that was really an 8-day difference. And I had to go to the dentist because my teeth are in very poor condition as well. And so I decided that before I went to the dentist, I would go via my post box and I would check my post. And then so I checked my post and I had a letter in a brown envelope. And I was a bit worried about that. What was I getting a letter in a brown envelope for? And then so I got a letter from the breast screening department saying basically I had to go back for a series of assessments. And so in this letter that I received, they made an appointment for me. And this appointment is Monday morning. So however long it takes for them to send a letter, I got the appointment. I have an appointment Monday morning. So I have an appointment 13 days after the original breast screening. And so basically they said that in the letter, which I have so much to do, I can't read it thoroughly, but in the letter it said don't wear any deodorant, which is fine with me. I don't wear deodorant. And it said don't wear any talc, which is fine with me. I don't wear any talc. The actual letter said that my appointment was going to last 2 to 4 hours and that they might do a biopsy. And then so they gave me a number to ring to confirm that I was attending the appointment. So I rang to confirm that I was attending the appointment when I was at the dentist's office, but you're not allowed to make personal calls at the dentist's office. So I had to stand outside to actually make the call to confirm the appointment. Well, it just so happened that I had a dental appointment on that day as well, but I didn't want to go on that day if I was having a 2 to 4 hour appointment. So I decided to reschedule the appointment because one of my teeth have broken as well. So I went to the hygienist and I told her what happened, and she seemed to be really worried about my teeth and like thinking, oh, you need to see that dentist. And I said, well, I don't get off work until 1:30 and I can't see the dentist before then. So I'm going around with this broken tooth, which I should have had my dental appointment yesterday, but my dentist had to have a procedure taken, and he needed a week off for that procedure, which is why they rescheduled the dental appointment for the following week. And now I can't go to my dental appointment for 2 more weeks because I had an appointment at the breast clinic scheduled. So it's all a bit complicated that I've got all of these appointments at the same time. And then so it's real serious, And so I have to go in on Monday morning and have to be there for 2 to 4 hours. And they're going to conduct further tests. They're going to do an ultrasound and maybe a biopsy, and I don't know what else they're going to do. So I'm a little bit upset about that, because you can look at me and see I've got big boobs. So, it's not going to be very nice if anything untoward has occurred in my body. And then so I told my boyfriend, and I don't know, he's got problems of his own, because as I'm making this video, he has to go to the job center. So he's got problems of his own. But I didn't seem to think that he was that upset that I'm having to go back to the hospital for further tests. And I said, well, I don't want you to get upset about this. And actually, I was being sarcastic, because I didn't think that he was being upset, but he does have problems of his own, and he's thinking about his own problems that he's got to deal with. And he just said, well, why is all this happening to you? You have to go to the doctor a lot, and it's not my fault. These appointments are made for me. I don't make these appointments for myself. And I guess it's just the older you get, the more medical care that you need. And that's another reason why, the NHS, no, sorry, not the NHS, the government wants to raise the retirement age. And because the older you get, the more medical care you need. And then I guess they just figure, well, if they'll make us work longer and then bump us off, and then they don't have to give us any medical care. And so then he phoned his mom, because she phoned him and he phoned his mom, and he told her that I had to go to the hospital to have a test. And she didn't know what it was about, so I told her it was at the breast clinic. And then she said, oh, and then because she is very self-centered, she turned it all around and made it all about her. And she was talking about the hospital procedures that she had done. So she spent the rest of the conversation talking about her medical procedures. Well, her medical procedures have been resolved. Mine haven't. And so, I just thought to myself, I told my boyfriend when he got off the phone, I just said to him, I said, did you notice that, she seems to turn everything around and make it all about her? And that's what she did. She turned around my medical problem, having to go back to the doctor and have further tests done. And she turned that all around and made it all about her. And she was talking about her medical problems. And that's not the first time that she's done something like this. Because when I told her that I had to work because I didn't have a good pension, she just started telling me about what a good pension she had. I mean, the woman has no empathy whatsoever. And lack of empathy is one of the criteria for a personality disorder. And she's all about herself. And she doesn't worry about anybody else but herself. She's an I'm all right, Jack kind of girl. As long as she's okay, she's not bothered about anybody else. So, yeah, she did say when she ended this conversation and she was just talking about herself and her procedures, she did say, oh, well, let me know what happens at the doctor's. Well, the hospital, really. And I just think, well, this is just ridiculous. Here I am, a cancer scare. In the letter, I received two pieces of paper, and a leaflet. One piece of paper said that the appointment was going to be 1 to 2 hours. And then the letter that I received said it was going to be 2 to 4 hours. So they sent the letter right away. So that's just telling me that they found something. And basically, I just wanted to make this video. So let me know what you think. Let me know, your personal experiences. And yeah, my boyfriend's mom's not too concerned. She's just worried about herself and talking about her procedures that she had years ago. But she's not worried about my procedure. And then this morning on the radio, it said they were talking about breast scanning, and they said, well, we can detect cancer before you even notice anything's wrong. So I don't know. They obviously found something in the breast screening. So I'll find out on Monday, and I'll let you know what happens on Monday. And tomorrow I'll try to carry on with my series of videos about what happened when my mom took up with my stepfather. So thank you so much for watching my video. If you like my video, please like and subscribe, and let me know your experience with breast screening. I'd be interested. Bye.